And chat. How's it going, guys? Welcome to Slay the Princess, which is a game by the Scarlet Hollow devs, which is also not finished. This is just a demo, but it's actually got voice acting, and it's apparently also a horror game like Scarlet Hollow. And since Scarlet Hollow's horror is so good, I'm excited to see the horror in this. Visit Scarlet Hollow. Okay. Preferences. Let's see. Why are the volumes just a smidge below max? Oh, no, that's the grabbable bar. Never mind. Alright, return. Alright. So, apparently this is a visual novel with a bunch of very short routes. So you play through a whole bunch of times with different routes. So we're going to see how many of those we do today. This is a 4-hour stream, so we'll see. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh, the scenery moves with my mouse. Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all...
Turn up the game.
You have to put an end to her.
How's that? But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
You're not giving me a lot of reason to do this, narrator. Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
You're not giving me a lot of faith in you, narrator.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
That's a fair point.
If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
That's a fair point. The stream's been going for like 5 minutes, Zap, don't worry. Listen, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her. If she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Okay.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin. Slow zoom on a still image.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Picking up that blade and walking in with it is going to affect how she reacts to me.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. Sure, I'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess.
Oh, my mouse cursor changed. So now it's got a knife. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Alright, time to hear what this princess sounds like.
Who's there?
Not the voice I expected.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi. I'm gonna say it. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
She has already put me on my guard.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Well, cold isn't exactly a positive here.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Apparently. What? No way. Why would you even think that? I haven't decided yet. Screw it. I'm gonna say I'm just here to talk. Which do I want to say? Oh, you know what this game might be? Short routes, but it's kind of a roguelike where the guy here to slay the princess dies and you have to pull out a different guy and try again. You can choose both eventually? Okay. I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
Fair enough.
That's a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Alright, drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
She has humongous eyes. Is that the sign of her being a monster?
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
There's people out there who think you're what's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
No.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
There's people out there who think you're a threat to the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
They sure haven't. Oh, that look on her face is smug. Deflect. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
She is not what I was expecting. I was expecting a faux damsel in distress, not somebody this confident and in control.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
I mean, I'm with you on the royal thing, but... You know what? I've got the balls. I'll explore getting her free. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
She wants me to cut her hand off?
She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
No, I don't, narrator. Slay the princess. You get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Ooh. You know what? I've got the balls. I'll try to get her out of here and see what happens. I'm getting you out of here.
You have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Are you sure about that, narrator, or are you trying to deflect me? And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
You're pretty nonchalant about that.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Ooh.
You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Ooh.
Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
By who?
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Wait, is this a meta door lock? Did you lock the door, narrator? Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
Everyone except me and the princess.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Ooh.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Yeah, there's going to be screaming and blood. I definitely won't like that. Fuck it, we're committed. Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Oh, I'm a lizard man.
You cut into her.
Ugh.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron. She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Oh, that's unnerving.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Oh, okay.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oh, I have the option to warn her. Fuck it, I'm committed. Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can.
Oh, her arm.
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Oh, she's about to kill me, isn't she?
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Oh, my knife blade on my cursor was red.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Chapter 2, The Prisoner. Ooh, not the end of the story, huh?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu? No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
Oh, no, it's not.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Do I have a bunch of voices in my head, Disco Elysium style, or has the voice of the hero transformed into the voice of the skeptic?
I'm inclined to agree.
Oh, nope.
If he doesn't remember what
Disco
happened
Elysium.
last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing really just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
No, it happened because you took control of my body.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
Oh, it doesn't, huh?
But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her?
Maybe.
Did you say something really mean to me?
No.
If I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
A professional what?
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Does she remember is the question.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. Are we dimension hopping?
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
Well, she was locked in the basement, so I don't know if she got out.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
I'm sure there's going to be more of us every time we die.
You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time. I'm going to ask, who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me? There's a good question.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Oh, sure I
You're
am.
the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Oh, you're way too trusting, hero.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
What if I leave the knife upstairs this time?
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right?
Yeah, I'm not on board with murdering somebody without a good reason.
What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
What has it got in its pockets? Sorry, let me actually do the voice. What has it got in its pockets? Check your pockets.
Put your hands...
The evidence.
Out an envelope with the words, "The evidence," written across the front.
Real convincing. I like how we're clearly not human.
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth." That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting?
How do we know this is our handwriting?
I wish I could...
Our handwriting sucks!
Rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
That is all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I will proceed to the cabin. You try writing with those talons, fair enough.
Before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud?
Yes, I did.
No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
He's the one making the most sense since we got here, narrator. Proceed into the cabin. It's a good Gollum voice, thank you.
The interior of the cabin.
I practiced it when the movie first came out 20 years ago.
A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
That's a different door than it was last time. The mirror wasn't on the wall last time either. Oh, and the knife's on a different table. Oh, this is a proper dungeon this time. All right. But yeah, I practiced the Gollum voice when the movie first came out, and it stuck with me. It stuck with me for a very long time. Like, fat, stupid hobbitses. Choose them we will. Yes, precious, yes. I've gotten worse at it over time as I haven't practiced it, but I'm proud of it.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Can I look in the mirror? Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What about the mirror?
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand.
Who am I? I don't know.
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely. Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
I wonder if the narrator is playing dumb, or if we actually have the advantage over him that we can remember stuff he can't.
So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Screw it, I'm leaving the knife behind this time. Enter the basement. What pumpkin mirror?
The basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Yeah, you said that last time.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
You shouldn't have come down here unarmed.
Well, I did, so too bad, narrator.
Does she remember us?
Oh.
Walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
You think that might be overkill? Also, I like that she's got a tiara this time.
So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Yeah, whose chain was that?
That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? I'm sure the two of us have quite a bit to talk about.
The prisoner. To be continued. Finish the demo with the prisoner. I've been going for half an hour. That's the end? Thank you for playing. There's 10 routes and 1 ending to find in the demo, and many more ways to die. Okay. Ten routes, huh? Okay. Does it have a checklist of routes that I've completed? Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess. Yeah, it's just a demo. The full game isn't out yet.
In the woods, you're here to slay her.
Sweet! I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la revolution!
That's the spirit.
I'm gonna see what happens if I'm 100% on board.
You'll find the princess within.
I'll probably die messily.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Into the cabin we go.
The interior of the cabin is almost... The blade is your
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
The princess in the prisoner route is just really into bondage. Yeah, it's pretty cool so far, Zap.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yes. Steel your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I wonder if the hero's gonna stop me from killing her.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
What can you do, I wonder?
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing. She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Are you sure she's not armed? Well, last time we disarmed her.
I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Slay the princess!
You charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck. Blood sprays from the cut.
Oh, she's got
Severed
fangs.
artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly before you run out of time.
She slit my throat. I don't have any time. Die. Finish the job.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you collapse on the floor.
Oh yeah, she's got pointy teeth.
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
You don't seem to think so.
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. But you don't have the time to worry over such things. Everything goes black, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Razor. Okay, so we looped again.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Uh-huh. So we loop when we die, whether or not we kill the princess.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to...
Are we sure we don't...
Voices are flinching.
Hightail it out of here. I really don't want to be stabbed to death again. Stabbed to death?
And you won't have to worry about that.
The princess is unarmed.
That's exactly what you told us last time. As soon as we tried to slay her, she just started stabbing us. To death.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons. So there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Maybe she has no weapons this time. Pretty sure this whole thing literally just happened.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. Like I said, we've just met for the first time, you and I.
Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Very different question. Let's say for a moment that if you're back here, I'm assuming you died.
We did exactly what you said.
Sounds to me like you probably had some kind of elaborate nightmare. In which case, I shouldn't be held accountable for what supposedly happened. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything?
If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Well, we killed her last time, so...
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
It doesn't, because we died and we remember dying, hero. Oh, you went after all, Danny. Good. How'd it go?
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Who cares what happened to everyone else? We should do what we can to save ourselves, and just get out of here.
We'll do the route where we run away eventually, but I want to pursue this one.
You do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else.
She just caught us by surprise last time. She can't do that twice. So long as we're careful, we can win this.
That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip. You'll save the world in no time at all.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
We killed each other last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
She killed us, and we did listen to you.
And don't get stabbed. Please?
All she did last time around was stab me to death. How could someone like that end the world?
She just can. But she's still only a princess. You're fully up to the task you've been given, so long as you remember that.
Alright.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Proceed to the cabin. Is it the dungeon one this time?
Before you go any further.
Did you see your achievement before you died? I did, but I've already forgotten what it was.
She will lie. She will cheat.
No, we can't go in there. Do either of you feel sick? Because I feel sick just thinking about that place. We're going to die again, and I bet it's going to hurt.
It's good to be careful, but you're really not helping with all that talk about death and dying. Agreed. Just ignore that clown and stay focused.
Proceed into the cabin. Oh, this
The
is
interior of the
different.
cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards. their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
So it's all how does this relate to us dying? Is the cabin related to our state of mind? Is the cabin a living thing that's affected by us? Or is it a living thing that is related to what happens to the princess? Your achievement before you died was manifesting a gun for my enemy to kill me with?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Can you two stop arguing? It's stressful enough in here without all of this noise.
I want to see how handsome I am. I care about whether I'm being lied to.
As do I. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
I will approach the mirror again.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean, and it's
Reach
gone.
forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone. For the love of everything, can we just get this over with already? All this waiting is killing me.
It's not the only thing that's killing you. I will take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Okay. Holding it feels a little better. Maybe we can make it through this.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement.
Oh, that is freaky.
What must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Ooh, what if she's more monstrous because we killed her last time?
That's right. Scraping. I told you she has something. I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
Your voice has a bit of an echo this time.
Something wrong with that voice. I can hear her bloodlust.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Okay, so she's not super chained up this time.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
What happened to your voice?
We're not falling for it. She's tricking us. Can't you hear that threatening edge to her voice? She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. Then it'll all happen again.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Sure ain't. Oh! The razor. Oh, that's freaky. Finish the demo with the razor. Alright, that's 2 of the 10 routes and 1 ending. Yeah, her tiara was different as well. Alright, let's try running away.
You're on a path. You're here to sleep.
Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Scarlet Hollow is a visual novel about a tiny southern town where lots of supernatural shit is happening. Your aunt just died and you're going to the funeral. Zipperworks, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. It's a horror/dating sim about an accursed Appalachian town. That's a good way of putting it. Alright, later, bird. Thanks for hanging out. And Rose's Spindle, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. I'll be a smartass. Hey, Alana, thank you for the gifted subs. I appreciate it. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I am not going to the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
You put us here, narrator. Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
And here we are
Would you
again.
look at that. You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
You want me to pick one at random?
Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
How'd she get out? Chapter 2, The Stranger. Oh. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
I've got to play Stanley
end
Parable.
of the world.
I've been meaning to for years, but I've never gotten around to it. Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
What's that in the background? This wall here? Huh.
I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking.
Voice of the contrarian.
The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Yep, okay. Head to the cabin now, where I'm definitely going to slay that princess. Oh, wait, those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
There's a sequel to Stanley Parable? Huh. Yep, okay. Heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely going to slay the princess.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning before you go any
Yep,
further.
those are walls.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is odd.
Oh,
The
it's
air
the...
smelling faintly of plastic, the wood of the walls fitting together at uncomfortable angles. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Didn't quite get this one put together right, did you, narrator?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
We're leaving it behind.
I, for one, would rather have it. We don't really know what we're dealing with here. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
I will approach the mirror once again.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. You reach forward and rub your hand against
Okay,
there
so it's
was
just
a
the
mirror a
same
second
thing
ago,
over again.
and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Oh, you can throw the blade out the window. Okay. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
I will hold the blade the other way, and it's going to change my cursor, I'll bet.
Switch your grip
Yep.
on the blade. Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Throw the blade out the window.
Haha! Yes! Do it! Seriously?
Can't believe you actually did that. Why?
You throw the blade at the window, the glass shattering as it flies out into the night. Suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without a weapon. Can't believe you actually did it. We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that. What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase built from an unidentifiable and featureless material. The steps barely seem to fit together, and upon closer inspection, they barely seem to go anywhere at all, let alone down. The air here has an almost artificial quality to it, the scent of plastic from the cabin mingling with a cocktail of chemical odors. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs, its multi-tonal lilt adding to the already uneasy...
Oh, what's her voice going to sound like this time?
Is someone there?
Oh, that's unnerving.
This isn't what I expected her to sound like. What is she? Well, she's not a princess, that's for sure. She is a princess. Don't let your imagination run wild.
Hi.
Is that company? We don't remember the last time we had company.
Okay, so I'm betting that this is a metaphysical prison for this creature that the narrator is trying to kill. But he has to do it within the framework of the reality system he's trapped her in. So he has to conjure the hero to slay the princess, rather than just ending her himself.
It takes you a moment to orient yourself before you're able to start moving forward. As you enter the next room, the form of the princess comes into view, her wrist bound to the far wall in heavy shackles. She locks eyes with you.
Oh, that's
one
freaky.
moving a little faster than the other, the loose skin of her face stretching into something resembling a smile.
Oh, are you going to give us a close-up now?
Holy shit. If we knew she'd be like this, maybe we wouldn't have tossed that knife out the window.
Yeah.
Why are you just standing there? Are you scared of us?
Oh, freaky. Finish the demo with the stranger. Alright, so that's 3 of the endings, or the roots. Alright, so what do we do next?
You're on a path. You're here to...
Okay. What if I just dumbly follow along with what he says? Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
Yeah, make a suggestion. Sure.
She will lie.
We're not going to go through with this, right?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and the blade is your implement.
Oh, I was gonna not take the knife this time. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a stair. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Oh, that's different.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Oh, this time she's gonna pretend to be a damsel in distress, whereas the first time when I came down here with a knife, she immediately was cold and confrontational.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I'll see what I can do. Examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
What's gonna be different this
They're
time?
large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
I do not.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
When I had the knife, you volunteered to get your arm cut off.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Are you gonna volunteer your razor?
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
I will try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
I wonder if she'll bite me and transfer her consciousness into me. That would be freaky.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
Oh!
arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination
Yikes!
of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Yikes! Okay. Okay, what do we want to do here? Huh. Why don't we go through the path of saving the princess again and see what happens?
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade...
Oh, the blood in her mouth.
Self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Ugh.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
Freaky.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
See, she's a massive masochist with an amputee fetish, so she's living on cloud 9 right now.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this.
Well, this is different from the first time.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
Oh, I should have saved and gotten 2 roots, yeah.
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Still can. Alright, let's save. We will resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's freaky.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheek.
This game is freaky. I like it.
It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Chapter 2. The Damsel.
You're on a path. You're here to...
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. He doesn't remember what happened. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he?
The Smitten!
We're going to save our beloved. We'll have to be sneaky about it.
I don't think she's our beloved, Smitten.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
The four of us? There's only three of us versus the narrator. Oh, he's counting the princess. Right.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
I wonder what horrifying form she'll take this time.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving. We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Okay, proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will
Alright,
lie.
I've heard this warning
We
before.
already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty
Hero has a
is
simp in
the
his
only thing
brain,
in the
yeah.
world we can believe in.
Laughing so hard, I'm so excited for you to see her. Yeah, I'm excited to see what she's like this time, too.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Into the cabin we go.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. What are you talking about? This isn't... You reach forward and rub your hand. There was a mirror, now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
Ah, we have feathers. So we're a chicken man, not a lizard. Alright, down we go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
Shut up, Smitten.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
I wonder how much she's going to be chained up this time.
You walk down the stairs
same.
and lock eyes with the princess.
Is she a doodle?
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear.
I was about to say, can she hear anything but me?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
I was so worried about you. You remember me, right?
Ooh, this is new. The damsel. Alright, so that's number 5, I believe. She's a shitty how to try anime girl, yeah. We got the damsel. The stranger is 2. The razor is 3. The prisoner is 4. Okay. I've done 4 of them. Alright, let's load up and kill her this time.
Thank you.
Did your best to resist, but in the end, it didn't even matter. I tried so hard and got so far is the achievement name. Ha!
There's no getting through to you right now, is there?
Oh, that's a different expression on her face.
A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
Ah, she's back to this, huh?
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease. You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground.
Eyes shining in the darkness.
Stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
And you die. The witch.
You're on a path. You're here. A terrible sense of deja vu. If he doesn't remember what happened, brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
Opportunist this time.
No, I can hear you, right? Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue. Bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
The opportunist is a coward, huh?
We could go back and forth on this for...
Alright, proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will... Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Proceed into the cabin. Alright, what's it look like this time?
The
Oh.
interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls
That's
are
creepy.
a weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf.
Now we have her with a capital H.
Blade
Yeah.
its edge.
Him and her, capital H, narrator and princess. My earlier theory... I think my earlier theory might be correct, that this entity has trapped whatever the princess is in this prison, forcing her into this form, but he now has to kill her in a way that fits with the world he's trapped her in. So he conjures up me and sets me about killing her with the barest pretenses to get me moving.
The blade is your implement.
I will take the blade.
You take the blade from the shelf. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it.
She'll know we have it if we keep an arm behind our back.
That's not actually a bad idea.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
He's using the narrative to trap her, but has then constrained himself by the bounds of that narrative. Exactly.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Yeah, about that. Hello.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
So she does remember between cycles.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone
Tell me
has
she's
to
got a
say
big old
before we
witch's
make
hat.
Big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss.
Alright, what you look like?
Thank you.
Ooh.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
She's got a tail! Oh, and monstrous calves and feet.
A fire crackles in the center of the room, casting unsettling shadows across the dirt walls. The princess crouches on the other side.
And there you are. One hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
The witch! Oh, her tiara's branches this time. The Vitch. VVITCH is the name of the achievement. This will also be a dating sim? Really? It's gonna have dating sim elements? Alright, so that's 5 of them. Okay, so the first one I did, I resisted killing her. If I don't resist killing her, and instead just kill her, or try to kill her, will I get another chapter 2? Yes, okay. So let's go through the steps we took to get there.
You're here. I'm talking about the... Don't... Look, you're all... While I have nevertheless, and before you just causality, it's no use unless... Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens in each. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out? You make your way up. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a prince. Ignore him.
Proceed into the cabin. Okay.
The interior of the blade is your implant.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from...
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks
Ooh.
open, revealing a staircase.
What if the mirror is the princess is doing?
In the room below.
The princess puts that there, I wonder.
Oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp.
That or whatever I am.
Filtering.
I manifested it
The
myself
princess really lives
to...
Slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Manifested myself to... Because of my burgeoning free will and influence on the world.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it fool.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on.
You walk down the stairs. She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then why did you bring a knife with you?
She makes a compelling point. Don't you dare. It's fine.
Drop it.
The blade,
Thank you. Maybe now we can just...
against your better judgment, will be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
She hesitates before.
You can address me as...
Note the lack.
Oh,
Too
you bed down
long.
here.
Again,
How about I get you out of here?
you can't. Don't.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. Well, we can always...
Her sharp eyes. She isn't suggesting. She is. Don't just tell her that.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest.
Just how long has she been down?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so...
Princess hesitates. She doesn't know. She knows what she'd do.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you... At the end of the day, whoever sent you to that doesn't sound right to me.
She has a point.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a... But you don't really know me.
She's right about one thing.
Like I said. So do you trust me?
She's wrong. This is...
Yeah, we've talked
Oh.
enough.
Have you decided...
You know why you're...
I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding. You walk up to the chain.
Would I get another ending if I say that I'm leaving her here to think?
They're large and heavy. Far too solid for you.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should...
Doubtful.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out. Is someone else here? Either you're here. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam.
You believe so? Okay,
They locked
cool.
you down here too,
I'll
didn't
do that
they?
next time then. I should have
Pick it up
saved.
and cut me out of here.
You won't like.
Save the princess.
Against your better
Ah!
Away from her binding. How is she so composed?
Thank you. Now let's...
Push the locked door.
No, we won't have any of... As the princess approaches... Wait, this isn't fair. Watch me.
I will warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little...
Your body lunges forward to sing. Stop it.
Slay the princess.
Thank you. You swing your arm towards her throat, the blade singing through the air. But she's ready for it. She grabs your arm, her grip like a stone vice.
Ooh.
You drop
Ooh!
pathetically.
Ow!
She lets go, and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker.
That's a different way than she's killed me before.
There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where she fractured your jaw, but your body isn't allowing you to feel much right now. Adrenaline coursing through your system and numbing your nerves. You fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your trembling arms up to defend yourself before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
Yikes!
You poor thing. I'll go ahead and put you out of your misery.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess.
It can't just end like this, right?
I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark.
And you die. Well, that was almost worse than getting my throat torn open. Ugh. The tower.
A path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay.
Terrible sense of deja
Terrible
vu.
sense of
Who am I going to
deja
have
vu.
with me this
You don't
time?
have that. If he doesn't remember what happened, you know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets.
No additional person?
What does it matter what he knows?
Oh, there we
There's
go.
nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
The Broken.
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
If I get to one of these second cycles and then try to leave, do I just get the fractal, pathway again? Or does it give me a different ending? I think you'll like this one. Oh, is she a muscle woman now? Ooh.
She will lie, she will cheat, and we might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
Yeah, that's what pessimists always say.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
Oh, hi, Inigo. Yeah, you missed, I think, 6 of the endings?
Yes, I don't have a say here.
I'll count them up after
The
this
interior
one.
of the cabin is larger and more grandiose
Oh, I
than its
need
humble
to
exterior
reach the
would
knife on a
suggest.
pedestal.
The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Reach up to get the blade, it falls into my eye, killing me instantly.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
Oh, have I been shrunk?
We don't feel small. We are small. You walk up to the wall next to... What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub your... We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral
Claustrophobic.
staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice.
Later, Zipper. Thanks for hanging out.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Oh boy, this one's a dom, huh?
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
And there's the sub.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Continue down the stairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond.
We are at best going to be able to shank her ankles.
The princess towers
Oh-ho!
almost glowing in the weak starlight.
Oh,
Her
she's
figure
floating.
framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. That isn't what she looked like last time. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You've brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity.
Audacious is a word for me, yes.
Drop it.
No. Tighten your grip.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor.
Oh, so she's overpowering the narrator this time.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence.
So whatever she is, I think this is closer to her true form than any of the others.
Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
She's presenting as a goddess, and she's overpowering the narrator.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
The tower. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's see. How many is that now? Okay, I've done the tower, the witch, the damsel, the stranger, the razor, and the prisoner. That's 6. People are hot for tower? I'll bet. Yeah, there are 4 left plus an ending? May I make another path suggestion? You're gonna have to, because I'm running out of ideas. So, yes, make a path suggestion. Silently and unhesitatingly do as you are asked to then save. Oh! 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 This didn't happen before.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the warning. She will lie.
We're not going to go through with this, right?
Ignore him.
Proceed into the cabin. Alright, at what point should I save?
The interior of the blade is your...
Take the blade.
You take the blade.
Enter the basement.
The door to the base... Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
Don't let it fool you.
Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason.
You'll figure it out. Fair enough.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around.
She's so...
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Alright. I'm going to save after every step here. Still your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing.
Leading to the razor, of
She's
course.
unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Save. Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Oh, that look on her face. Oof.
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder.
Oh?
Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Apparently not.
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. Yes.
You can next
Even
save
as
in
she
a
lays
separate
there
save
dying,
slot? Okay.
She entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
New slot. Oh, does this lead to 3 different endings? I wonder. Well, you told me to not question anything, so of course it is. She's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
I wonder if this is just monster versus monster, and this isn't, and the narrator isn't, any kind of force for good. He just wants the princess dead.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all.
Ooh,
Where a
here we
lush
go.
forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of space.
Because the narrator's done with me.
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Am I going to be the princess now? Saving a new slot. I'm going to say that's bullshit. Let me out of here.
What's done is done. And there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Yeah, about that.
Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
I would like to leave, hero, but how? Hell no. Do you have any idea how to get us the heck out of here?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it.
Do we have to kill ourselves?
The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
So why didn't you just evaporate me
Do you not?
when you were done
There's
with
more
me?
for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Oh, I wonder if I am going to wake up as the princess in the next cycle. Wouldn't using the blade, you know, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead? Oh, I'm going to save again.
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever.
It is pretty horrifying. People
this
die
is
if
how
they're
that
killed,
starts.
yeah.
Trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
And save. You'd better be right about this. I'll be pretty upset if we die.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
I wonder what's gonna happen.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end.
Die at least 6 times
I
across
see.
all playthroughs. Huh. Princess Souls. Ha! Chapter 2. The Specter.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
Oh,
is
okay.
a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I wonder. Because in the last cycle, the narrator got what he wanted, right? The princess was dead. We killed the princess. It was done. And then we killed ourselves and it reset. who is resetting us? Is it the princess? Is it us? Because it's clearly not the narrator. I'm starting to think the narrator really doesn't know that the cycle is continuing. Or cycle is repeating.
You're here to slay her.
Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then that's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Oh, proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie. She won't be a problem.
Man, that is cold. Proceed into the cabin. What's it going to look like this time?
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time.
Gee, hero, you think?
Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already. You walk up to the wall. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub your... But there was a mirror a second, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
I'll bet I'm generating the mirror. I will take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent.
Silent.
Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
What are we gonna find?
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a...
Oh, the narrator wasn't expecting
its
this.
still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay. She's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin.
That's actually a cute ghost. Not gonna lie.
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Ghost!
Oh, you can't be scared of ghosts, hero.
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
Oh, the whispers. I like it.
Like how you murdered me?
The Specter. There's the devil with the Specter. Okay, so that's 7, I believe. Alright, so which of these should I load? Try not killing yourself. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Of course we are. I like it here.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
I wonder if this is like an honest attempt to reward the creature he created for fulfilling the purpose. Like, if the narrator actually thinks this is a good ending. Good ending! You did it! You saved everyone! That's funny drawing. Alright, so that's the ending. Alright, the prisoner, the razor is 2, stranger, damsel, witch, tower. The specter is 7. The good ending is the ending. So there are three paths left. I go to the first save slot. Okay. First option. As in, I'm not dropping the blade, or what if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Second safe slot is another possibility. Okay. Alright, load. This. Oh. What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us is the one you want me to say? Okay.
You go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Do I say I'm not dropping the blade? Okay, now try to kill her. Okay. Slay the princess.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow. We shouldn't have hesitated. But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe.
Oh,
against
beat
your
me to
fractured
death again!
bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat, with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand. And now look at you.
Now look at me. I would like to look at me, but you keep not letting me.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is.
Yep, we died again.
Everything goes black, and you die.
Oh, this brings me to the tower again.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Thought that was a different path. Okay. Well, I've got 3 paths left. I'm going to say I'm not sure. I feel like she has to have some kind of trick up her sleeve.
It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there.
Oh, there's something hidden up there. I know for a fact.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us?
Oh, maybe if we expect her to be alive, she'll come back.
I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Check for a pulse.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question?
Oh, she's
Wait.
back.
What was that? You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy.
Shark teeth, my mortal weakness.
Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now.
This is the one you never got? Nice.
See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark.
And you die. Oh, this brings me to the razor, because she used her razor on me.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Of course not. That was too easy.
It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that.
Oh, this is just
I've told
a pulse. You're right, she's dead. Let's just get out of here. Oh, what if I remove the blade?
You lean down and wrap your hand around the blade's hilt. But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place,
oh, the
you
razor.
feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side. What was that?
I guess I won't be dying alone.
Alright, that's just going to be the razor again.
We should make sure. I really don't. And why shouldn't we? I've told you everything.
And you're right, she's dead. Let's just get out of here. Will probably bring me back to the specter,
Yes,
but let's find out.
Exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone, but that day isn't. You open the cabin door, Only, what? Everyone is fine.
I was kind of hoping I'd get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't... Hey.
Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
Okay, maybe I'm not happy. And I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to.
Good. Because I haven't the blade. I can hear everything you... He's right. Do you hear that? Do you not? Don't you dare.
This will take me to the good ending. This will take me to Specter. Okay. Alright. Alright, let me count again. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've done Prisoner, Razor, Stranger, Damsel, Witch, Tower, and Specter. So there's 3 paths left to get. I could look at the achievement list to find out what they are, but that feels like it would be spoilers. Should I look at the achievement list so that I can give you the names of them so you guys can help me out? Picking out where they are? Or how to get to them, I mean? I'll leave that up to you, Alana. Already looked him up. Okay. Know approximately how to get a couple more. Okay. Well, Zap looked him up. One of them isn't entirely clear, but the other two seem fairly easy to get to if we give you a hint for each. Alright. Give me the hints. Or give me a hint, and then we'll do the second hint after. Given our changes based on your perceptions, it's like she's a tulpa? Yeah, she's something. It would be interesting if she was a tulpa the narrator created by accident, and now he's trying to end her. Huh. Alright, well, give me a hint, because I want to get at least... Leave her in the basement without killing her. Okay.
Your Honor, you're here. I'm talking... Don't... Look, you're... While I am nevertheless, and before you causality, it's no use unless... Then I guess we'll just have to see what then each. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. We're not going to go through with this. Ignore him.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is a blade is your...
Okay. Should I take the blade or no? Oh, wait, there's the thing where I say I'm going to leave her. Right.
You take the blade. The door. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it...
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors.
You walk down the stairs. She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided
How
yet.
about you drop the knife?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster.
I will tighten my grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close.
Oh, I locked myself out of talking to her, didn't I?
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? She's unarmed.
I'm sorry, can we just talk?
You're so close. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
I will drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's...
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Okay.
You can't. Don't.
I'm guessing you don't... Well,
Her sharp. She is. Don't just tell her that.
that's cute. If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly...
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She knows what she'd do.
I don't think I can answer that question. At the end of the day, whoever sent you to... That doesn't sound right to me.
She has
Okay,
a point.
okay.
There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a... But you don't really know me.
She's right about one thing.
Like I said. So do you trust me, the prisoner?
She's wrong. She hesitates before...
You can...
Again,
Too long.
Talked
Oh,
enough.
have you decided...
you know why you're...
I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Keep her locked away.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help.
Aha!
And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here.
I mean, presumably she does, because she'll get out.
It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Yeah, I'm sure there will.
She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. Do you hear the conviction in her voice?
Man, the audio mixing in this game is not
She's
good.
bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
No, we're sticking to the plan and locking her down here.
You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way.
Oh, you're not going to
Close
lock the
basement
door to
kicking it
keep me
behind
down
you,
there,
quickly
narrator, this
barricading
time.
the heavy wooden table that once held the blade.
Okay, we can make this work.
You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
Creepy.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
Yeah, that's what she sounds like.
As she violently rattles the door, do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it.
Influenced by our perception of her, indeed.
You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
No, it doesn't.
Save there. Threaten me all you want, all it does is ease my guilty conscience. Okay. So all of that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar.
Uh-oh.
Its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Wait, hang on. If the door opened towards her, why was she pounding on the door? The table barricade would have done nothing.
Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
Whose side are you on?
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
Is that a hard and fast rule? Is that how she overpowers the narrator? Because he can't change things, he can only do things. The door swung towards you, and every other iteration she just unhinged it. Huh. This is a dating sim fun reminder.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end, don't we?
Well, not so much.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark.
And you die. Chapter 2, The Nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
a terrible sense of... If he doesn't remember what happened... Shh! What if he hears us?
The paranoid this time, huh?
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit! I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save, after all.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
You can also get this route by trying to kill her, injuring her, and fleeing upstairs. Ah.
She will lie. I don't think lying and cheating is her thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior.
Oh!
The smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side.
What if she's
in the
not
corner of the
here?
room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
No barrier this time.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Look at the windows. Oh! Oh, there's people looking in. Ooh, creepy.
Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time. It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done.
Oh, I bet it's because we've got paranoia in our head this time.
So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
I will once again approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the empty basement door frame. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub. Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
Alright, let's take the blade.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Steel can't lie to us. Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb?
Can you nuke a tulpa?
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
This whole cabin is different than I remember it being.
Very different. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right? She knows that we're here.
Oh, the figures in the window have tiaras.
Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. Enough of this past life nonsense. You haven't died. You certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
Enter the basement.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
With eyes blinking in the darkness.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
How hard is it to throw a knife?
It It can't be that hard. But then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place, it'll be enough.
It's killed her before. Ooh, I'm gonna save, so I have different options here. Step off into the void between the stairs. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna step off into the void between the stairs.
You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force. Why did you do that? What did you think would happen?
I was curious.
Congratulations, you really lucked out. Of all the things that could have happened from stepping into a void, nothing is quite possibly the best outcome you could have gotten. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
And what do we find?
As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks, suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones, visible against the inky black of the basement, mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of
which
the room,
way to go?
they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement.
He's got a point, narrator.
We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Save again. I'm going to go right where the eyes are.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are.
Oh, that's freaky.
I told you I was
She's a
going
baby
to
doll.
find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought your little knife with you again. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think.
She's already shut down our arms.
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
At least once more. The nightmare. Finish the demo with the nightmare. Alright, so that's 8. Does it matter which way I go, or does she just get me no matter what? What if I'd gone left or tried to leave? Would that lead to a different ending? No, because we'd already gotten into the nightmare's realm, so it would have been the nightmare either way. Alright, so there are 2 paths left to take. But I need hints for them. The good ending is one of the 10 routes. Okay, so there's only 1 left. Okay. Alright. The other one is to befriend and betray the princess. There are 2. Okay, so one of them is to befriend and betray the princess.
You're here.
Alright, I'll go through.
I'm talking. Don't. Look. While I nevertheless, and before causality, it's no use unless.
Okay.
Then I guess we'll just have to see. Then eat. So sure. Go. Talk to her. See how that. You make your way. We're not gonna go. Ignore him.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost the blade. Is
If you want a nice princess, you just don't pick up the knife. Yeah, that's what I was aiming for. Into the basement without the blade.
her voice.
Hello?
Is hip. Don't let it fool you.
I'll say I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Spay the princess. That's a hell of a typo.
Walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Okay. I'm gonna save. Okay, so befriend the princess. Do I have to talk to her first, or do I examine the chains? Yeah, it really is just 2 voice actors in this entire game, huh? Damn. They're doing good jobs. You can do either. Okay. Let's see what I can do. Examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
You should chat with her. You didn't last time. Okay. Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
What's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
No name. Deflected. Got it.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
That would be child abuse. If I'm the first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
She eats heroes that are sent to slay her. What are you going to do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
Fair point.
It's not like you'd believe me.
You know what? Screw it. I'll be dumb. So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Can I give you a name?
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Okay, so from here, do I go retrieve the blade? Is this where I betray her? The description I read wasn't more detailed than that. Let her out, then willingly stab her in the back before the narrator can. Oh, okay. Go back upstairs to retrieve the blade. Typo. Oh, right. Did I save? Okay, I did save, but I'm going to save again. I will say, I can't believe they've been keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here. Examine the chains. You need to betray her without successfully killing her.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Oh, she's going to tear her arm open with her teeth again.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd been... You attempted to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear... Is someone else here?
Try the door.
Try the door.
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for who? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess.
I heard the door slam. They locked you.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates, raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs, or we could use it to... You won't like...
Oh, I only have the option to save the princess now.
Fine. Against your better you cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little... Her limb falls to the ground. She didn't so much as utter a... No. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours. Blood from her... How is she still...
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
I don't have the option to betray her right now.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her... As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this is... Watch me.
What are you doing?
I guess I will save in a new slot and slay the princess.
Okay, there's no going back now. with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
This is new.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time? I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see that razor?
Oh, this is going to be Razor again, isn't it?
She's bluffing. She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity.
Or
she
Tower,
used to
maybe.
tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade. It's not
See
enough to
this?
stop her. You feel her claw. You collapse to the floor. Your body If we're lucky, the wound you managed to it can't just end like this. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone.
All right, I've seen this
goes
before.
dark, and you die.
Yeah, this is Witch. We were trying to do Beast.
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay, so what do I do? Upstairs to get the knife from that save. Go back upstairs to retrieve the blade without saying another word.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
Oh, here we go.
You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry if I were you. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet.
This is new.
Where the princess
Oh,
sat
she
on
gnawed
the
off her arm.
There's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
This is new.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
I think we got off on the wrong foot. Do you think we can start over? I'm gonna save. Fuck it, I'll be dumb. Hello?
Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
She lost an arm. Let's finish this.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Investigate the arm.
As you step towards the severed limb, you hear the pattering of feet behind you, soft against the basement floor, then loud and desperate against the stairs. You turn to chase after the princess, but she's fast and has too much of a lead. She slams the door behind her before you can make it to the top of the stairs. The lock clicks into place.
Well, fuck.
No!
Thanks for letting me out. I'd return the favor, but I think we both know that I can't trust you to let me stay free.
With those parting words, the princess walks away, her quiet footsteps eventually fading as she leaves you and the cabin to rot. You're stuck here, alone.
can't just end like this, right?
The next way is to close the door behind you before checking the arm.
As much as I prefer you don't know how much time passes before the end. The world ends, and you end with it.
Noted. Well, that would get us to the 10th ending. Oh, this just gets me to the witch! Let's finish
Your
this.
eyes dart.
Where is she?
Close the door behind me.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Come on out. Let's just get this over with.
I can wait. I'm very patient.
I will wait.
You do your best to patiently wait her out, but eventually, exhaustion starts to set in.
Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
Venture into the shadows.
You step into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor.
Oh, it's this again.
And as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood.
This is the end.
I'm afraid you shouldn't have let that fear creep into your... Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, we got the beast!
You're on a path in the woods. You're here.
Terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have.
If he doesn't remember what happened,
then something else must have trapped us here.
That's a good question, Hunted.
You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature?
I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered.
Is she, hero? Is she really?
She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously.
Maybe.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
You have a guess for the last ending? Let me know after I get this ending.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I will once again approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
You reach forward and rub,
but there was a mirror,
and now it's gone.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece.
I wonder what she's going to look like this time.
Holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
What is that noise?
She growls up the stairs.
Growls.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs, The last
Oh, she's a werewolf.
damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere.
She's tethered to the wall, Hunted. She can only be so many places.
A chain rattles in the underbrush, and as its links drag across the floor, you see pieces of her move in and out of the shadows. Remember, she's just a princess. She's certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. She emerges. Her shining eyes and glistening claws visible in the gloom, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
Twisted teeth.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
The Beast. Not gonna get a good look at her face. Alright. Finish the demo with the Beast. Alright, I'm gonna try a couple things to get ending 10. And then we'll call it a stream. Because nobody's quite sure how to get it. So we'll try a couple of things and then we'll end the stream. This one I'm not sure about involves getting a mutual kill with the princess, but I'm not sure how to avoid triggering the razor, which triggers when you hesitate before killing the princess. Okay. If you guys don't have anything specific that will clue me in, because we're going for adversary. Adversary is the last one. I think I have something. What you got, Danny? Approach with knife, stare her down, fight, fight, fight. Alright, well, I'll try that then. Take the knife, talk to the princess, refuse to drop the blade, attack her and finish the job. Alternatively, drop the knife so you're going to free her, then attack her instead of cutting her out of the chains and finish the job. Talk to the princess. Refuse to drop the blade. I think the last one will be your actual favorite. Ooh, okay. Alright, talk to the princess. Refuse to drop the blade. Attack her and finish the job. Alright, I'm going to need you to paste that whole message again in a bit if chat moves on too far.
I'm talking about... Don't look. While I nevertheless and before causality, it's no unless of
towers for bottoms, the adversary is for tops. Okay.
Then I guess we'll just then eat. So sure, go talk to her. See how that turns. You make your way. We're not going to go. Ignore it.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior blade.
Take the blade.
You take the...
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creak her voice.
Who's there?
Later, Zap. Thanks for hanging out.
Sounds... Don't let it fool...
Continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the... She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat.
I'm sad I missed Stranger. Well, it'll be on YouTube tomorrow if you want to watch.
Don't you dare. It's fine.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hand.
You poor thing.
You step forward.
I'm probably chained up in this basement, so you should just drop it. Best.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? She's unarmed.
Okay, so let me see. Talk to the princess, but refuse to drop the blade. Attack her and finish the job. So, should I say I'm not dropping the blade and then slay the princess, or should I click slay the princess? Save and try both. That's a good point. I can save. Alright, I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint at the princess while holding onto the blade. Slay the princess!
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts!
I'll bet it did. A lot has hurt since we started this game.
Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
So now we brawl.
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now.
This is the longest I've stayed alive in a fight with her.
Can you not feel those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
That flee and leave her in the basement is how you got Nightmare in your game?
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
This is new, and it does seem like an adversary.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess
Fun, huh?
gasps, her voice an unhealthy
Oh, that
rasp
cut on
as
our
her
cheek
lungs
is actually a
fill with
cut.
blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. But you don't have the time to worry over such things. Everything goes black.
And you die. The adversary!
You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to...
Terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder. That's fine.
The
It doesn't
stubborn.
matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Yeah, that worked out so well for us last time, Stubborn.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her
Stubborn
out
as
of there.
fight horny,
So
yeah.
don't trust her.
Fight
Over.
sexual.
Are we clear?
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
Proceed into the cabin.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would
Ooh,
suggest.
this is different.
Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
I will, for the last time, approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next... What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub your... But there was a mirror, and now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world.
Enter the basement. What are we going to find?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it.
Yeah, I get it.
Princess
She
lives
passes
here,
horrible
slaying her would
gas.
probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
You're here to slay the princess, not lay the princess.
As you descend the
Oh!
step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the base
She's a
of the wall.
demon this time. With hooved feet and everything.
Looks like she could rip
Or
those
cloven
chains
feet,
out
I
of the
guess.
wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't
She is
stick
pretty
for
hot
either
this
of
way.
us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
The adversary. I like her. Hello, ma'am. Indeed. I wonder what she'd say if you didn't pick up the knife. Oh, probably something about having a good old fist fight. Okay, well, that's the Slay the Princess demo. I like this. I'm definitely going to play this when it comes out. There was a lot here. I was not expecting there to be this much for how short these routes are. This is going to be an interesting one when it comes out. I like it. Yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to this. I think that the narrator has imprisoned the princess within a narrative. And thus she can be killed within that narrative, but she can only be killed within that narrative. And so he has to conjure a hero to slay her. And I think that's what's going on. But she's aware of the loops, and he isn't. Which is very interesting. How much of the loop is her doing, and how much of it is my doing, I wonder? They want to have the full game released by Halloween. That's soon? That's only 3 months away. Your theory is the princess used her powers to implant voice of the hero in a bird, imagining it to be a hero to come save her. The narrator is intervening. There's an interesting theory. If the player is a creation of the princess. Ooh, that's interesting. That's an interesting thought. Ooh, there's a lot to theorize about this game, but yeah, this game's really cool. I like it. That is where we're going to end for today. I'll have this up on YouTube tomorrow for those of you who missed part of it and want to watch the whole of it. So I'll read my schedule and get off. Before I do, I would like to plug my Patreon, which you can find either in the description of the YouTube video or with the ! Patreon command in Twitch chat. I make my living off of Patreon, and it's my sole source of income. And I make enough to pay my rent and my bills, but I don't make enough to really put anything into savings beyond that. And I would like to. I'd like to have money for medical emergencies, or if I need to replace stuff, you know, whatever emergencies come up. So if you could go to my Patreon and pledge $1 a month or $1 per stream or anything in between, hell, pledge a bunch per stream if you really want to change my life, I would very much appreciate it. You guys make it so I can do this career for a living. This is my sole source of income, and it's because of my patrons that I can do it. So I'm endlessly grateful. As for my schedule, tomorrow we'll be playing Scarlet Hollow for a patron at 2 p.m. EST. We'll be doing all of Chapter 4. So tune in for that. That'll be the rest of what has been released of Scarlet Hollow so far. Saturday will, of course, be our weekly Final Fantasy XIV stream at 1 p.m. EST. We'll be fighting the second set of Alexander raids, so if you want to join in, be there. Sunday will be the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky for a patron. Monday is my birthday. I'll be turning 35. I may take the day off. I may stream something for me, but it'll be something that I want to stream for myself. And we'll see what I do. Tuesday will be Zero Escape, the start of Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma for a patron. Wednesday, I will not be streaming in the early afternoon because I have a doctor's appointment. I may stream later in the day. I don't know. And then Thursday and Friday will be 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim for a patron. Fellow Leo, yeah, hey. Thank you for picking this game, Alana. I'm glad you became a patron to pick this game. We'll have to figure out what you want me to play beyond this, since you said you wanted to stay a patron. I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And I will see you next time.